Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing our business filing for the laser engraving and all that kind of stuff. So I have a bunch of videos lined up for y'all already. Like over a month's worth. And seem like I'm filming videos every day, but I want to push those back. And this video is actually going up tomorrow if I can get it edited and everything in time. So anyways, with that being said, we're gonna hop in the 300. We're gonna go to Conway. We're gonna file this real quick. Then we'll get back and then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about what all we need to do afterwards. All right, so we're now here in Conway. And if you're wondering, no, this is not the county clerk's office. This is, I don't remember what the name of this place is. Anyway, we're getting some stuff for the main channel, the automotive channel, for exhaust for the blue truck. That video will be coming out. I think I'm going to push all my other videos back, and this one's going up like tomorrow. So today is Tuesday the 30th. But like I said, I think I'm going to push everything back. I have a bunch of videos. But I have a bunch of videos stacked up since we're doing one video a week. So I got them stacked up to like July, like the middle of July. So, but I think I'm gonna push all those back and then go ahead and get this one up tomorrow. So, anyway, over here, right there, I have my paperwork stuff. So we're gonna go by there, drop that off. Went home, or well, when we was at home, I printed off the thing, filled out most of it. I'm gonna sign it down there and whatnot. So anyway, and I also found this little book somewhere. My grandpa had it or something. But anyway, I'm gonna wait for my grandpa. He's talking to them, see what we need to do. He has all the measurements. That's why I didn't go. But we get a piece of exhaust pipe for his truck. I got him a really cool Valvetronic valved muffler for that thing. It's gonna be pretty cool. But anyway, like I said, we're running here. I'm probably gonna hang out in the car. But we get that, and then we'll go over there, get that filed, and we should be good. Another thing I want to ask them while we're over there is about permits and all of that kind of thing. So I'll ask them about that while we're there. But anyways, I guess we'll hurry up and wait for them and then run over there. So here in Conway, this is Oak Street. You see those cars? That's Oak Street. So you just go through downtown Conway, and it's right over by the sheriff's office. So anyway, like I said, I guess I'll catch y'all when we leave there or when we get back to the house. All right, so it is the next day. As you can see, hopefully this is the day the video goes up. So I'm gonna try to get it edited and uploaded real quick after we finish the video. But anyway, so yesterday we got this filed. As you can see there, got my stamp and everything. Now, so if we look on here, we will, I don't know what that's about, I don't need that. But you can go here. This is where I found this form that I filled out here on the computer and printed off. So, go on here, the Faulkner County Clerk's Office. Now, this is, like I said, this is just where I'm at. You can scroll down through here, doing business under assumed name. Now this is what I'm doing to kind of start with, and we'll get into that here in a second. But here you have this form, and this is essentially what you fill out. You print it out, you take it to them, and whatnot. So that is that. Now, after this, I did some talking to because I wasn't exactly sure. So I sent an email to the DFA's office, and they told me that I need to go on ATAP, which is what we do here in Arkansas. I don't know about other states, for taxes and stuff like that. And she also gave me this form that we need to fill out. So here on ATAP, what you'll need to do, register your business, and you go on there, and then you fill out for a sales tax and use permit, and then this is the exemption certificate for purchasing blank products. Like, for example, I have some here because these come in yesterday. Aluminum business cards. If you're going to make these and sell to a customer, and I got a bunch of different colors here, but if you're going to make these and sell to a customer, you can purchase these without having to pay sales tax. Or another thing, like these slate coasters that I ordered yesterday, or they came in yesterday with these business cards. These would also be sales tax exempt because you are going to resell them. The only thing that is not, what me and the lady was talking about from the DFA's office, is stuff like consumables. So, you know, for making decals, X-Acto knives or X-Acto knife blades, these are not sales tax exempt because they are consumables. They are not going to be resold, if that makes sense. Now, with that also being said, if you could make these, you know, X-Acto knives for people and engrave something on them and resell them, well, then they become exempt from sales tax. The same thing of, like, let's see if I can find something else to do. I would say stuff like transfer tape will be like a gray area, if you know what I mean. But stuff like scissors, weeding tools, squeegees, cutting mats, that kind of thing would not be exempt. But stuff like t-shirts, if you're going to sell t-shirts, if you buy and resell, they would be tax exempt. Another thing, when we get into the sales tax stuff, so what they were telling me, again, this might be different where you're at, so check your local places about that kind of thing. But, like, for instance, these, right? If you purchase these and you sell these to a customer, unless they have one of these exemption certificates, like if they're going to resell them, such stuff as that, you know, just if there's another business and you make some business cards for them and sell to them, you have to charge sales tax. Now, the exemption here, if you will, if the customer brought me this stack of aluminum business cards or this box of slate coasters here and wanted them done, and they supply the blank, you do not have to charge sales tax for the service. And, you know, I had mentioned dye sublimation because I can do dye sublimation. That's what that EcoTank printer is for. And I have heat presses over here to do shirts. There's a platen for hats that I've never used. Tumblers, coffee mugs, you know, all that kind of thing. But the service itself is not taxable. So like I said, if a customer brought these in and wanted these done, you don't have to charge or pay sales tax on that. Whereas if you purchase these on Amazon, like I did, and you resell them after you put, the logos or whatever on them, then you have to charge sales tax on that, or just pay it out of pocket. So, that's kind of one of them things. Decals, I would imagine, is the same way. If a customer brought you vinyl, it's probably one of those gray area things, because they're supplying the product. You're just cutting it. So, that's, like I said, that's one of those things that could be a gray area. Depends on who looks at it. But I would say if I come down here, grab a roll out of my box of vinyl down here, and make a decal, I gotta charge sales tax for that. So that's just part of it. But like I said, what the lady was telling me in here is for the laser engraving, the dye sublimation, and heat press vinyl stuff. Those are all non-taxable services. So again, this is where I'm at. Check your local DFA, all that kind of thing. So where I found that at, like I said, I went on the DFA's office. I sent them an email, and this the next day, and this is what they got back with me. So I have that. I have my exemption certificate that I need to download. I also need to go ahead and do the permit filing for that. Here it's $50, if I remember correctly, or if it stayed the same from my last business. It's $50, if I remember right. So it's not a huge deal. Another thing you could do is go and file for an EIN. If you go directly on the IRS's website, it doesn't cost you anything, if I remember correctly. So, and again, check. It doesn't cost anything to send them an email and ask them. That's a lot better than a surprise down the road and say, hey, you were doing business, but you didn't have this right certificate or this right permit or license or whatever. So, like I said, it's easy to go ahead, send an email, and be safe because it doesn't cost you anything. But down the line, if you did it wrong, it might cost you a whole bunch. So, anyways, I wish I still had it, but I know here anyway from the last business that when you file for your sales and use tax permit, they send you like a book of tax codes. So you want to keep track of that. You want to read through that and how all that stuff works. Because I know at least here, like, okay, I'm in Greenbrier, right? Well, kind of. We're not in city limits, but say if you sell something here in the city of Greenbrier, if you sell something here, there's one tax code and percentage. If you go to Conway, which is 15 minutes down the road, and you sell something in Conway, it's a different code, it's a different tax rate. Different counties have different tax rates, different states, different cities, different, whatever, all have different tax codes. So look through that, or if you're not comfortable with that, hire a CPA or somebody that will take care of that for you. But anyway, and also here in Arkansas, you can go on here on ATAP and you can look at what all you need to do this. Another thing is if you purchased anything from an established business, you will need the name, the account number and everything of the former business, alcohol, stuff like that. Your leasing agreement if you're leasing your business property, and all this other stuff that you can look through and see if it applies to you or whatnot. So I'm gonna get on this, and I'm gonna do some looking. Probably go ahead, file for our EIN. Now again, you do that through the IRS. It doesn't take 20 minutes, and if you do it yourself, it doesn't cost you anything. So this, I don't know if I mentioned this, cost me $25 to file. And another thing with the DBA, the DBA is just to kind of get going, get your feet wet, and try it out. If you're not in a high-risk business. Now, an LLC, the thing a lot of people like about LLCs is, you're kind of protected at some level. The thing about that is, to be protected the way a lot of people think you are, you have to do everything to a T. But there's a lot more maintenance with LLCs and such stuff as that. A DBA, a lot less maintenance, and you can get your feet wet without having to deal with a lot of the other stuff that comes with stuff like an LLC. So that was the point of this. And then down the road, if we want to change it, it's not that big of a deal to change. So that was the reasoning for that. And again, it's not like this is a auto mechanic shop where, it's a high risk of getting sued, if that makes sense. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to get on here, try to figure out what all I need to do, what all I'm going to do today, and we will go from there. But anyway, guys, I believe that is going to be a wrap for this one. So with that being said, if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.